Well, it looks like Trump's big, beautiful bill ended up being as beautiful as Bill Clinton. He's not looking too good these days. I just saw him. He looked like a corpse. Still looked better than Joe Biden, who we haven't seen in months. Some people say that he died about 2 years ago, along with everyone else in this room. I haven't felt love, fulfillment, or quite anything in years now. Kind of past the pandemic and all the stuff that happened there, I feel like the world never came back. My guests, who I'll introduce in a little bit, were the creators of the very, very famous documentary Died Suddenly, and they have a new documentary coming out. Plus, we're talking about everything with this bill, the craziness, and how Elon Musk has said, I'm out of here. I'm not working in this government anymore. But also, by the way, you guys freaking suck. He's burning Trump. Plus, we also find out that we're having porn stars speaking now at the Turning Point conferences. The shocking part about this was I didn't know this was the first time that happened. My name is Elijah Schaefer. We're talking about this and so much more on another episode of The Rift, Monday through Friday, live at 7 p.m. on Rumble, X, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel that we're trying to launch. Link is in the description. Let's start the show. What the hell is going on? Elon Musk took a break from impregnating Jewish women and said this, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore, he tweeted out. The massive, outrageous, pork-filled, also known as Randy Fine-filled, congressional spending bill is disgusting abomination, almost as disgusting as James Lindsay's tatas, which of course we'll look at later. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. One of the most influential men and wealthiest known men in the world is now speaking out and flipping on the Republicans. What the hell is going on? To talk to me about it today, my guests joining me, documentary filmmakers, investigative journalists. Tell us who you are.
I am Matthew Skow. I am the documentary filmmaker you speak of. And that is Edward Szall, the investigative journalist that stuck by my side for so many years.
Thanks for having us out, Elijah.
Yeah, so want to introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, because you're looking sharp.
Oh, thank you.
He wakes up in that. That's his night-night pajamas.
It's all the pickleball. I mean, we've all, from the pandemic, we all got kind of buff. I mean, Elijah got really buff during the pandemic.
Man,
I don't know if you mean buff or you mean gained had acute alcoholism for 2 years.
No alcoholism, got buff. You can't mess with Elijah. Elijah will beat you up. Okay, just so you know.
Did it ever end is the question.
Yeah,
who knows? But joining us, of course, today is contributor for Rift TV. Introduce yourself.
Yep, my name's Sarah Stock. I feel kind of underdressed today. Everyone's in their suits and ties, and I have on Brandy Melville.
Well, the show has a dress code, which is kind of crazy that you've been here for 2 weeks, which we've told you every day there's a dress code, and then you have to go, what the hell? Why is everyone in a suit jacket?
Well, no one told me about this before.
It's really brave. I mean, Elijah's harboring illegal immigrants at his studio. It's
what?
under Holman too. I mean, this is okay.
It is true, by the way. I will say, it was kind of crazy. There was more radical white supremacists that were sort of exposed today. I don't really get into that kind of stuff. It turns out one of them had a trans fetish, and a lot of these people. I'll tell you this: we're the most inclusive, pro-West white movement that has ever existed. They say Hitler would be really shocked to find out that his biggest supporters was a black man. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy?
Indians used to love Hitler. I don't know if you know that.
Half Mexican.
Yeah, the Indians were in love with Hitler.
Yeah. Really? We went there real quick. That was awesome.
No, I'm saying I didn't know, because are you Indian?
Oh, I mean,
come on, Ed.
Yeah,
only the good half.
English by birth.
I was English by birth, but you're one of the soap users. Yes,
I think I understand the reference. I definitely take showers.
Yeah, I make him wear shoes sometimes.
Yeah. I smell like sweet curcumin. Yeah.
All right, as we get started today, I want to remind you guys this is our new show. It did replace, we had the Rift Report Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Slightly Offensive on Tuesday, Thursday nights. And now I know you've been kind of thinking, what is the show called? And then you look around and oh, it's called The Rift. How would you have guessed that? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's can you put more logos? Literally, my main investor was I showed him how the show looks. He goes, that's a lot of logos. That's all he told me. That's literally said no other positive comment.
Nike symbols are everywhere because they want to promote their brand. So we're at Rift. I guessed right off the bat. I knew what show I was on.
Yeah, you can never get it wrong. All right, let's talk about this today. So we're going to jump right into this. This is kind of crazy. Just so you guys know, later we're going to talk about this new documentary. You're going to have to see it, okay? Nobody's pulling the rug on a coin for you today on this show. But I'll tell you this. we are going to pull some strings here and jump into it. So Elon Musk just came out of the blue. You had this big, beautiful spending bill that came out here. And Elon, who you know just left the Department of DOGE in an official capacity. We know that he obviously still has his tentacles everywhere. You have the hat right there, right?
Yes, it's a memento now.
Where'd you get that?
I think I got it from his team.
Really?
Online. Yeah, it's a nice little memento.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, this is like, we're living in history, you know? We're living in history. Remember, sounds weird, but when everyone says
We're
when I was...
actually making history.
Oh,
there you go.
that's pretty good. I was saying,
We're not just living in it. We are the history.
all you need is...
What you just said is in history now. Think about it.
That's what I was going to say.
good
Whoa. we're like Elon and I just doing ketamine bumps over in the back, and like, we're real deep right now. But isn't it crazy?
I was thinking that. I was like, all you need is some drugs, alcohol, keys in the ignition, driving with a blonde girl in the passenger seat,
There you
telling you
go.
Deep things like, we're making history.
We
That's
are
the
in
American
history.
dream.
Okay, so Elon did have the black eye. He left with the black eye, the infamous, black eye club.
Yeah, you into that, Elijah? Have you heard this conspiracy before?
Yeah, I don't know if let me see if I can bring it up real fast. Elon Musk, black eye. We know that he blamed it, by the way, on little X. Here you go. I have the picture here. We can bring this up.
Ecstasy or little
So there you
X?
go.
Oh.
Check that out. So
There
there
you
it
go.
is. So yeah. So what is the conspiracy?
Well, so the conspiracy is that a lot of powerful people, world leaders, journalists, and
Supreme Court
Supreme Court justices, that they right before major decisions appear to fall on the laptops, fall during
They
runs.
have a black eye. That
they
black
get a
eye
black eye.
appears on them.
Yeah.
And it happens through myriad of ways. Like the justice, Roberts, fell off a
Justice Roberts,
bicycle and just bloodied his eye.
To be fair, though, I did see Biden actually fall off a bicycle and fall upstairs, which was kind of I never saw that in my life.
Okay, but this
Except
is
when I was
a
drinking
weird
last
thing. Like
week on a
everything's
Friday.
not a conspiracy, but when it happens over and over right before big decisions, I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm in the conspiratorial filmmaking business, so who knows? But I know that he went in there with a good mindset of looking at the gunk and the swamp. And he's a free spirit. He's a free thinker. He likes to do drugs to expand his mind. I'm not against, expansion of your mind, but I think he only had a limited time there anyway. I mean, he's not one to stay in an office for 4 years and do the bidding of anybody. He's in and out, and I don't know what kind of deals were made either. We know he's a deal maker. We know with Boring, he's got some deep underground things he wants to get done in municipals of LA. That's hard to get zoning for. The Mars stuff with NASA. These are all things that we have to look at.
Yeah. Some deep stuff. It's like, hey, he does have things to do like go to Mars, and also, which is actually, you should have switched it. It was incredibly harder, get something done in LA. You know what I mean?
Right, dude.
You could have
Like,
said that and been like,
seriously.
yeah, actually, I'd take 2 black eyes if that was to get anything done there. So that's pretty cool.
I just I really liked a third party coming in and looking at things that we have been shut off from as the public, right? And that oversight was needed. But look, he's got a black eye when he's leaving. There's something to it. I don't call me crazy.
I was gonna say, are we sure it's black eyes and not panda eyes?
Whoa,
panda eyes?
we went deep. We took a left turn there.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
Is
you
that-
do. Yeah, you do. You've
Okay.
seen the movies.
If you know, you know.
Well, okay, so we got to actually talk about the bill though. So listen, so the black eyes is what happens is that there's like some sort of like cultic symbolism, and they
Yeah,
give them a
it's-
black eye as they leave to like show like we're in control. Is that what it is?
It's like it's a way we cope with our elected officials not getting anything done. Right, that's one. But also, it's a way we cope with them just completely ignoring the will of the.
What do you mean
the popular.
cope? Like we cope? It happens
Yeah,
to
like
them.
well, it's because sometimes it isn't because someone punched him in the
I
eye.
don't-
Sometimes it
look,
just fell.
it
But we say
could
it's part of the Black
be-
Eye
It
Club.
could be just he fell off. He's get him.
Yeah.
But why does it happen? When's the last time you had a black eye? Either one.
That's
of
been
you.
a long time. But,
Never had one.
Never
Charlie
had
Rose.
one.
Never
Elijah,
had
when's your
one.
last black eye?
Oh.
Full on black eye.
When I was covering a riot, yeah, I got hit with a projectile, but that's about it.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Why does it happen so often with these high profile people?
Well, Charlie Rose was the worst one.
Curious-
Charlie Rose literally tripped and fell into his MacBook Pro, and he broke the laptop. That's legitimately
So
what
he
happened.
says.
Okay.
So
he
he
says.
says.
But,
Well,
yeah.
look, okay, so this is what happened. So let's say, I don't know what happened, but he has a black eye. He says little X gave it to him, but he flips. And it's kind of interesting because even Cernovich weighed in on this. Mike Cernovich, he's a commentator. He also created a very, very powerful documentary, which was called...
Censored, wasn't it?
No, it was the other one. He's made it a few, but it's one with Alex Jones.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't remember, but it's a really good documentary. You should look it up. Cernovich. It's quite a few years ago. But anyway, he said Republicans always lie about spending cuts Paul Ryan, who is a bitch. Now, I added that part. Sorry for my language. Apologies to the children in the room. Gave Obama everything he wanted. It's jarring to realize what a scam it is. Republicans know that they can get away with it, as the alternative is what we lived under and and it would be even worse. How to reform it all is a big challenge. So obviously people are upset. Now, this is actually kind of crazy. If you can take that off the screen for a second there, Mendoza, it's actually diabolical. When you look at the deficit due to our spending, I saw someone put it into a tweet form, World of Statistics, and you know it's true because it's on X. You know, and I just want to remind people that if you read something about me on X, it's true because it's on the internet.
That's
you
right.
know, that's
right.
like, do you do this? Yeah, it's there on the internet, so it's happened.
That's true.
Right?
That's right. I mean, preach it, brother. You're right.
Yeah. If you read it, it happened.
Give me some ovation. Can they hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This mic just slowly is creeping on and wanting me to go deeper, and I just wanted to stay there.
I think that's the vodka and salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
like,
keeps moving.
He's like this.
towards
Like, wow, it
me.
just keeps getting closer to me and closer to me. Like, okay, so that's called
Watch, I'm not going to
fentanyl.
move, and it's going to
Justin Bieber, where you at? Okay. The USA budget deficit. So like in 2000, it was 236 billion. And then it actually goes down. It's hard to believe that in 2002 with our spending in Iraq that it was only down to 158 billion. And then somehow it like triples in 2003. I think that's when we went into Iraq, right? That's like
2003, yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So we're in Afghanistan, then we go to Iraq. Now it's going higher, 413 billion. We're about to get stoner level, 420. Then you see it's getting back under control, 318, 248.
Look at
And then
2009.
in 2007, it goes down to 161 billion. And then in 2008, it's like, okay, why did we jump up to 459 billion? Oh, that makes sense because we bailed out the banks, right? That's what happened there. In 2009, we also bailed out the banks, still bailing them out. So now we're at $1.41 trillion. Okay, that's diabolical. And then it just goes out of control. It's trillion, trying to keep the economy. So they're trying to keep the economy in shape by just spending our money, which, by the way, leads to hyperinflation. This is just printing money, putting more money into circulation. Then it's 680 billion, and it starts going down, 485, 442. Do you like how when it's going down here, going down is now the highest it was 10 years before, but now it's like that's how the trick the government says, like we got spending down, but it's still higher than it ever was in history according to our income. And then look, it just goes up during the scamdemic, 2020,
Whoa. It tripled.
2000. It
quadrupled.
It like quadrupled like quickly. Yeah, it's like 3.13 trillion. I think that was the biggest deficit in the history of the country.
We can actually blame that on Donald Trump.
Well,
I think that was technically not Donald
these
Trump.
are wealth transfers, though. You got to see where the money's going. These are allocating money and moving it outside of like mortgage loans, and they're taking them out of the banks that were going to get burned up by bad loans to people who should never have loans, and then they were moved over into other institutions, right? So that's where you're seeing this fluctuation in these deficits. They're not real numbers, actually.
It's monopoly money.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you know, like think
It's
about it.
just
What's $1
moving-
billion? Can you even imagine how much
Yeah,
money
to
that
me
is?
it doesn't really matter because I'm like, whatever, it's too much money. You know
Well,
what I mean?
your
It's like-
generation's gonna have to pay it back theoretically, right?
Yeah,
So-
but it's like it's all these
And when it gets
big
to
numbers,
trillion,
I can't really,
I didn't even know that was a real
conceptualize,
number.
So it doesn't
you know,
really make a
until I was
difference.
18,
Yeah.
that trillion was a real
Yeah,
number.
I thought trillion. I thought that was just like something you say. I didn't think that was like a real number.
Well, and the thing with it is that you know the whole economy, no one really understands how it actually functions. You know how they determine interest rates. The only
I
time we
know.
ever
Well,
care
I know,
about any
it's
of that
called the
stuff is
Federal
when we're trying to get a
Reserve.
house
That's how
or
you
get
do
a
it.
car, right?
Yeah.
But none of us here are ever going to have to deal with a freaking $1 trillion, right? It's just a number, a huge
Well,
number on
it's
a balance
especially
sheet.
when you owe it to other countries that you're not going to pay back, like Japanese bonds or debt to China. What do you do when you just say, I'm not going to pay? Like, go to war? Well, no. Like we go to do tariffs.
That's what we
which
did
is
to
a form of
Gaddafi.
warfare.
That's what we did to Libya.
Well, true. Well, we know what was going on there before they kiboshed that. But it becomes where it is monopoly money being thrown around, and it's just being used to manipulate us into paying higher taxes, yanking us with interest rates. You know how hard it is for someone in their 20s to get a house now? It's
Impossible.
It's impossible. And the American dream is getting sucked away. But why? Because of a globalist agenda of 15-minute cities, taking us out of independence, making us more of this homogenized, we're going to live together under the same rules of like, we don't own anything and we'll be happy. These aren't just slogans. These are actual things
Action
that they're
plans.
trying to achieve. And this
Yeah.
is why you're seeing this fiat. And this, with the rise of cryptocurrency, is going to be a whole new paradigm that we haven't seen. Where are we going to go with it? We've been on the gold standard for like 70 years. Who knew it could go that long, right? When you take a country off its something that's tangible, it always fails.
Well, that's part of we were talking about Elon Musk. It's part of the reason why he's leaving the White House. I mean, he was scheduled to leave in June. I was told that like 3 months ago, but he was not kind of included on that junct to Saudi Arabia, where the Bretton Woods 2.0, the new gold standard, is being basically negotiated in exchange for like AI and these other computing exchanges. But I think Elon Musk kind of got the short end of the deal. He ended up completely crashing Tesla, spending a lot of his social and political capital. And then Sam Altman, and Marshy's son are going to be the two trillionaires that come out of it.
I will give it to Elon, though. He did shape this election like no other. Without his money and his influence, I think we don't look at a Trump presidency.
Oh, sure.
For whatever that means.
Was it for the better, though? Because I voted for him. I told everyone to vote for him. I think it's still a better option because at least we're going to kind of know how we're being screwed. Like, they're actually telling us versus like with Kamala, it's just behind the scenes and they like do whatever they want and they don't tell us and then they censor us. I don't think Trump, they're trying to censor us. So at least we're allowed to discuss the downfall of our country and the selling off to AI and the CIA. Like, I feel like we're at least able to know about it. It's sort of a dark black pill, position, but like,
let's also know the devil that you.
Yeah, but at least like it would have been nice during 2020, 2021 if they were like a little more honest and didn't censor us, right? So I think during Trump initially when he was there, they weren't censoring so much on the web, and then when he left, they clamped down. Remember, right when Biden got in, 2021 is when the censorship went boom. It was like you could not speak out against the jab and stuff. They couldn't say anything. You'd get deleted. That's when Schiff started writing Twitter and being like, hey, delete people. That's when Musk actually woke up and said, I got to buy this.
With
This is
Obama.
crazy.
Obama administration started with reporters, first of all. He really censored reporters that had never really been seen before. And then those kind of ideals are in Twitter, which was, before X. And hey, give it to Elon for going and buying a company he didn't need to buy. He did not. He did see there was a void in free speech, right? And then, on X and Twitter before it was, you would get canceled for anything.
But I remember when it was a news app and not a Facebook video aggregator.
Sure.
Like, I remember when we used to have real arguments with journalists and people, and it was only us, basically.
Yeah.
Monetization ruined it.
Yeah, no, it was only us
100%,
having arguments, and we'd have, like, real intellectual battles on X. And now it's like, what do you notice? And it's like the finest ass you've ever seen in a girl in a thong, and you're like...
I've never seen those on that. What?
Elijah's awkward, man. He got the.
I think this is just
As Elijah's taking the phone to the bathroom. What are we? Yeah, okay.
No, this is called following Matthew Wallace. It's
yes.
called
No, that's true.
It's called
Okay.
Matthew Wallace's incredible
I got a
journalism.
little story on
Yeah.
that. I actually confronted him about this. We did a project with him about a month ago, and I said to him, "I'm like, you're the reason why a teacher became an OnlyFans model."
Ooh,
And that
how
actually
dare
happened.
you.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I do feel bad. That one person, because he did a post saying, like, what do you notice? And it's like this teacher in a bikini.
I hear what you're saying, though, Elijah, that there was something unique to the point where it wasn't just clickbait, right?
Yeah, right.
And there's something great about that. But there also, when you look at the Twitter papers, there was censorship that was for real, that was blocking a group of people who could not get through the veil. So, good and bad, right? You got to take the good and bad. Look, we're on X, and it's one of our biggest platforms. It is our biggest platform. But who are we speaking to? Are we speaking to the choir a lot of times? Somewhat, but at least my stuff is able. Look, our new film, the trailer. When I uploaded Died Suddenly, I couldn't get past the upload stage on it. The AI algorithm knocked it out before I could even try to upload it. Right now, that film, the new trailer is on YouTube for this last week. Something's changing where we're allowed to now speak about certain things, right? That we weren't able to before. Maybe it's because more truth's coming out and people are.
What I was gonna say,
I got hit with the long way. It keeps moving on me, buddy. that's why I'm judo stomping like
This is
that.
a constant fight with Matt in the studio, actually.
Look,
Yeah.
see? Am I crazy? See? This guy.
like this.
Oh, here we go. This is live produced.
There's a rift between you and the mic.
You were just blaming it on the seltzer, dude. How dare you? Oh,
I've
look.
got the dad jokes.
There you go. Now that should
Guy,
be no
give
problem.
him applause. Hey, hit the button.
Yeah, that's how you
Elijah-
fix the mic.
We're far less vigilant
Just
under
give it to
a
this guy. I
Republican
was dealing like this the whole
administration.
time, right? Like
good.
this. Block it.
Yeah, this is also far less vigilant than it ever was too, by the way. We've never been less vigilant. I do want to say this, though. I want to go into something about this bill that we got to break down, which is kind of crazy. This AI stuff. We didn't get to discuss this. It's less even the budget that I'm concerned about. It's the weird things that they put into it right as they're giving Palantir access to our data.
Oh my Lord!
And reminding you, Palantir came out, a little update. Sarah, you brought this up. We'll talk about it in a second, where Palantir was like, hey, actually, you guys got it all wrong about this database. Let me tell you why it's good to actually surveil you guys further. And the tweet they put out, we'll read it in a moment. Sarah will read it. It's outrageous, but check this out. Obviously, you guys know that people are not acting on their will. People don't seem to be strong or have grit. It's got, like, people always, the reason why people judge me is because this is why people judge me. Why does some guy from LA who sounds like he's been sucking on a helium balloon or something else, why is he telling you how to live, and why is he fighting against the deep state? Why? Because you have low testosterone. You think you're strong, but you are chemically castrated. And that's why. And just because you come from LA, I found out the atrazine was real. I was drinking the tap water. And
the frogs were gay everywhere in
You're
LA.
messing up his read
it's
right
true.
now.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Are we
true.
doing a live read right now? Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Oh,
it's
sorry.
true. Imagine
My
how
bad.
this guy's to work with. It's like, imagine trying to hit on girls with this guy. You're like, so can I get your number? And he's like, he's got Boost Mobile, you know? Immediately turns, she immediately
I've never
walks
been
away.
the wingman.
I was going to say Elijah. Elijah is a very
I'm
manly
always the
individual
target,
with lots
bud.
of grit. I can attest to
No,
that.
but it's true.
Yeah.
I worked on my testosterone. I really wanted to know why I didn't have, like, the grit that I wanted, why I didn't seem to be like as strong as I wanted. And then I ended up, working on my testosterone levels. And the only way to do that is through supplementation and lifestyle change. You got to go to the gym, but you've also got to supplement. That's why you ask yourself, well, I'll just go to Amazon and order, fenugreek, NO2, the kind of things, IGF, that you can buy online, and I'll take it. But what's the problem? The problem is when you take it orally, you get no absorption. You have to have either an injection or a sublingual liquid that has a carbon delivery system that is patented for Americans by Americans in order to give you the 98% absorption you need to increase your testosterone up to 46% today. So right now, you can get Man's Edge, buy one, get one 50% off with auto ship. That's buy two, 50% off, or it's because buy one, get one free. Sorry. So it's, buy two for 50% off. Plus, get this. You also get additional 10% off. So it's like 60% off. Now, why would they sell it at cost? Well, maybe because the company has values and they know that men having their testosterone up is good for the country. And they know that you'll love the product so much, even if they lose a little bit of money selling it up front to you, you'll continue to come back. That's a company that believes in their product and believes in you. That's why I have such an easy time, presenting this stuff to you guys, because not only do I use it, but you should use it. Get your testosterone up. One of you guys that's a longtime viewer of the show, who's not easily scammed and doesn't buy snake oil and stuff like that, started using the product. He said that, obviously start, when you're, with the same thing every night, I'll just say, when you're married for a long time, maybe you're not going multiple rounds and stuff. He said he was all of a sudden, for a couple months supplementing with this, he's going boom, round 2, round 3. So it's like, hey, ain't no one said that it's bad for the married life to get more than one round in. So get your Man's Edge today at Elijah, IGF, #1.com, promo code Elijah. That's ELIJAH, IGF, #1.com, promo code Elijah to get it today.
Elijah, have you thought about having Sarah take it and see if she grows a mustache?
I was actually wondering what would happen.
Let's all do some
I
right
think
now.
they sell some for women. That they do, yeah.
Yeah.
So you should try that.
Yeah, actually.
Get some muscles.
I think that's what it does. I think also estrogen and other stuff like that.
Yeah,
Actually,
actually,
about testosterone.
we played a video yesterday of somebody who actually did that. And I just want to remind people that there are women who do take testosterone and it will affect your voice. This is a real AI video of...
A real AI video.
This is a real AI video
Wait.
of Sarah.
What?
This is a real...
What?
Someone
you
made it.
did that?
Wait,
You
what?
didn't know you did
Oh,
that,
man.
Sarah?
It's
That's
a
pretty
real
good.
AI
Let me see
video.
this. I need to.
Is this the
right
one
now.
of me getting punched?
No, it's a real AI video
This has
of you.
Brittany Griner.
It's a real video of... This is Sarah after a long tan taking testosterone.
Hello, my name is Pierre. This is my voice 1 week auntie.
She went Brittany Griner.
Hello, my name is Pierre. This is my voice 1 year auntie. Hello, my name is Pierre.
Oh
this is
my-
my voice 2 years on testosterone.
No, stop.
Hello, my name is Pierre. This is my voice 2 years on testosterone. Hello, my name is Pierre.
I like how you can't even see her anymore.
Why you run?
You can turn up the brightness on your screen. She's gone. You didn't just deepen the
Why
voice.
they ruin the name Pierre for me now? How dare you?
Why do they always choose names like that too? Why is it never just like, hi, my name's Steven? It's like, hi, my name's Mincer. And you're like, Mincer? Like the thing that you do like the meat thing with?
Well, they want to be remembered, right? That's part of the whole thing. They're doing it
Well,
for
we
attention.
remember
That
them.
was tragic. Oh Lord,
sad.
why'd you do that? We
Happy
we
Pride.
were having a good time.
Oh,
talking
that's
about
the month, isn't
tea.
it? Oh, you're totally going to get banned now. That's outrageous.
Well, no, it's
outrageous
Pride.
bigotry.
Well, no, we actually support support her in all of her mode. I also have another video here. I actually need to post it in real time. I also found out something really important here too. I posted a recent Pride video, as in posting it right now, and I just wanted to say shout out to everybody, reminding you that it's the most inclusive group of people ever.
Oh,
you
that's
can be
true.
a boy, a girl. You can literally
Be
be
whatever you
anything.
want. Your dreams can come true.
Yeah, and all religions actually.
Everybody can chop their wiener off equally.
Yeah. It's a beautiful world. I found out actually that all religions can be LGBTQ. Shout out to my favorite gay rabbi. Check this
Shmuley.
out.
Is
A
it
little bit of
it's not Shmuley?
how to eat kosher as a gay Jew.
So I've heard that kosher meat actually tastes saltier than meat that isn't kosher. The reason this is because blood is not kosher. Now, the reason that ties in is how to get the blood out of the meat. So after they'll slaughter
Do you think he knows how to get the blood out of the meat?
Yeah, I've known someone who got the.
Do you know he knows how to get a little more out of that meat? Honestly,
He's like, I'll do the brisk.
Well, they take the meat off every time, don't they?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
he's like, how
It's
do you
like, let it go, Shimon. Let it go. He's like, I need to get the blood out of the meat.
How do they get the blood out? They soak it in water. For
Is that what they're doing in the
a while
tunnels,
to
Elijah?
Get the blood out. Then they take the meat and it's coated completely in like salt all around, and you leave it on like a tilted rack so that the
Tilted
blood can kinda,
rack?
like, get drawn out. The blood gets drawn out by the salt, and then it drips out. Then after that, the meat
This is cultural enrichnment. Yeah.
What am I watching? What are we watching?
There you
The end of Western civilization, I think, yeah.
And poultry. Fish, however, the blood of fish is okay and is kosher.
Bruh.
And so if you get a fish, as long as it's a kosher fish, you can eat it right away and you don't have to draw out the blood.
Awesome. Is that's the fish that Jesus told Peter to go get the coin
Yes.
out? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That's the chosen people. Anyway, all right. I was gonna say that's great. Good for them. Let's get a round of applause.
Hey,
we love them.
hey.
We love them.
Now I know how to
we
get
love
that blood out that meat, that kosher meat.
Anyway, I just wanted to give tips, kosher pride tips, only here on the Riff. Back to the story. Mentioning here for this, this story here, the AI I mentioned about is that. Let me see if we have. Yes, we do actually. We have this. Inside of the big beautiful bill, there was a provision set in place. Trump's big beautiful bill, Disclosed TV reported here, bans all 50 states from regulating AI for 10 years, centralizes control at the federal level, and integrates AI systems into key federal agencies. And in response to this, I think we also have this report. AF Post reported in response, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, after voting for Trump's big beautiful bill, stated that she would have voted no had she read the clause that incorporates AI across federal agencies and bans states from regulating it for the next decade, of which she then said, oops, I shouldn't have said that because now you know I don't read the bills that I vote
That's
for.
what I was going to say. That's important to read the bills that you sign.
I
But I'll
blonde
give it to
moment.
them. Their
Yeah.
bills are like 900 pages. Like it's insane.
Well, I
some of
think
their
we
bills.
now know like why everything is the way that it is in this country. It's like they don't even read it.
No.
Well, it's an autopilot. I mean, let's
yeah.
be honest here. It's probably written
It's
by
party line.
ChatGPT.
That looks fine.
You know, she probably had ChatGPT summarize like, oh,
But
Trump
it's just
supports
Trump
this.
I
supports
would
like,
do that.
does that mean they're drained
If
in
I
the
was in
swamp?
Congress,
Does
I
that
would,
mean
like-
the AI drained the swamp? Like they are so clueless of what's going on right
They
now.
run it through ChatGPT and ChatGPT would just lie about it.
No, they ask Grok.
That's true. Now,
is
AI
this
is starting to
still
lie.
good,
It's
or
like
is
learning
it
from
not
humans.
good?
It's starting to lie
Yeah.
about different things in the summers.
ChatGPT would be like, yeah, this bill is really good.
Right.
Well, look-
The AI is the new arms race. That's what it is. It's like they equated it to the Manhattan Project. And the Manhattan Project, it didn't work out for some people in Japan. And that's where this technology is going to wind up. DARPA's going to be the forefront. Lockheed Martin's going to be there. So in 2004, I was in UT. Is it okay if I tell a little story for
Yeah,
the
go
people?
ahead.
In 2004, I was doing a documentary, and I was in UTD in Dallas. And what it was a nanotechnology conference. No one had heard the name before. Nano had never been shown. The the Prince Andrew was there as kind of a royalty, as someone to be from the royal family to look over this new technology. The technology was so new, they didn't know what to do with it. There was no application that they even thought of. They asked Prince Andrew, what would you do with this technology? He said, maybe we build some tennis rackets with it.
It's good at British accent.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Yeah.
But when I went and I recorded what was happening in the lab, what was the most amazing thing that I recorded was inside the capsule it was like string, right? And it was waving like this in the air. They hit it with a frequency, the molecular structure changed as in the nanotechnology changed formation, and that stringy string that was floating, it transformed into a steel bar.
It's like you just take an IGF-1.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Exactly.
5
At
rounds.
ElijahIGF1.com, promo code Elijah.
Oh my goodness.
This guy's so good. But what I'm saying, you know who was there? Lockheed Martin was there, and all the who's who in the defense industry, because they know what to do with that technology. Technology is neutral. The Wright brothers, when they created the plane, they regretted it. Why? Because it was used to bomb people in all world wars.
What about the masturbation machines that evil people have used to kill very threatened minorities in our world?
Look, we wanted the trailer played here. We have to
I
answer
gotta
these
go
questions.
through this.
I'm just asking that.
Is this
How could that be used for good?
It's neutral.
Yeah. What if it was to help with fertility? All right,
Yeah.
that's all I got.
That's
I don't
actually
know.
true, because what if lesbians needed it in Pride, needed the donations of the male seed, and then therefore it was to help? And it was for men who were born without arms. That's true. Amputees from war to help lesbians.
I figured it out, guys. The deficit is now done.
Oh, it's right. Yeah. I always
It's all
forget
wrong.
that.
It's all wrong.
I want
Okay.
to see a transitional segue out of that one. Let's go.
Okay. Speaking of,
Well, the fertility rate's been hit really bad, and then people like Sarah are on like Elijah's show now instead of having kids, and like what are we doing now? You know, like no one's having
Shots
kids anymore.
fired.
Crazy.
No, I love Sarah. I love all you guys. You know,
Oh,
Just trying to-
you
trying to- trying to
had
fit
an
in.
Indian.
That's what we do here.
You had an Indian take you down. The Canadians, they're such easy targets for these
First
Indians.
time for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, hey now.
Come on, guys. Let's stop joking about this. That's what I said in the chat.
This
Okay, I
is
love
real
it.
serious,
Speaking of
talking
that,
about
by the way,
deficit.
a couple super chats. We are doing super chats now.
Oh, I love those.
Homer J. Fuentes said, congratulations on getting 1K subscribers on YouTube already. That's true. Before we even launched the first videos, 1K
Hello.
subscribers. And we're very happy because, there's like 60 something of you watching. That's crazy. As I mentioned, we have a channel with over 540,000 subscribers, and there's like about 300 live viewers there. We have like about 60 with like 1K subscribers. That's crazy because we have 550 times the amount of subscribers and like only about 600% more, like 6 times the amount of live viewers, meaning that channel's cooked. If you haven't subscribed to the new channel, make sure you do. I want to mention a little bit later in the show, we're going to be talking about this new film. Speaking of the scam, right? We've been getting scammed forever. And if you remember who was originally brought us the great Operation Warp Speed was none other than our president, Donald Trump, which is what I think you were talking about. He brought us Operation Warp Speed. It's hard for me to know how serious Trump is sometimes, considering the fact that while we're getting this bill, we're finding out that we're about to push ourselves into literal poverty. It's the main thing about this. It's making, openings to take advantage of our country through AI. We get this launch today from Bitcoin Magazine, just in Donald Trump to launch Bitcoin and crypto wallet and trading app. Let's go with like crappy AI. Now, everyone got really up in arms. Yeah, everyone got really mad at this, but thank God, Donald Trump Jr. came in and clarified. Check this out. This is really good news, everybody. So you thought, dude, they're scamming people? That's not true. They're not scamming people today. Donald Trump Jr. said this: the Trump organization has zero involvement with this wallet product. Oh, thank God.
Yes.
But Eric Trump and I know nothing about it. However, stay tuned.
Yeah.
World Liberty
They just
Financial,
offered us half
which
of
we
it.
have been working tirelessly on, will be launching our official wallet soon. So that's not their wallet. Don't worry. We wouldn't launch that today. We're launching ours in a few weeks.
We're gonna scam
That
people
looks
later.
like that.
So,
Yeah.
so only President Trump can get away with doing
Bro.
this, right? And the inauguration. Elijah, did you get the memo
He's
right
gonna
before the
pull a
inauguration
hot
No.
draw on us.
to buy the coin?
Oh, yeah. I bot
a whole bunch of
$500
it.
worth just to see what happened. I think it's worth $67 or $80 now.
But if you'd sold it right after, you would have made a hefty profit.
No, I didn't get the original email. I got the right when
You
it
didn't get
launched.
the insider trader email because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all crypto is insider trading.
At least
the
with
highest
this
level.
coin.
Yeah,
Right.
with everything. It is.
I will
what it
tell you
is.
though, I'm not going to acknowledge this, but I got to be very careful.
Ooh,
Oh,
salted. Let
got a
her say
dish.
it so you don't have to say
Yeah,
it.
No,
whisper
no, no.
it
What
in
do you
her
want
ear.
me to say?
I will tell you that I have been privy to hear of other people's investments of which I never made myself, to clarify.
You bought Hot Tour?
No, J-Brew.
Yeah, I'd be J.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I guess,
J-Brew.
but I don't like to buy these coins. I don't trust them. I don't trust.
No, you
trust the
shouldn't
coins.
because they're made to get rugged.
Yeah, they all do. But I will say that no, it's just that like there is a real insider trading that goes on, and I have seen it. I'm not going to incriminate myself for anybody else. I've seen it, and people profit a lot, and I've been very nervous to get involved in that kind of stuff because to the IRS, I would never do such a thing. To the FBI, I would not get involved in that. Thank you very much.
That's right.
In fact, I would never get involved in it because I don't have any money. So
Because he bought all these screens right here. These are
It's a nice studio.
right?
It's a really nice studio.
yeah, it's like because we spent all. I literally moved here, spent all my money moving here, and then on the studio. However, I just want to clarify again, and that's right. Everyone at this table, we have no money, IRS.
I don't have any money.
She's not even legal to be here.
Yeah, she's sleeping
Yeah.
here.
So
You said she was taking a nap when you came in?
Yeah, it was very wholesome. It's like a hostel here.
it was like kind of like a hostel. You come
I
in,
thought,
oh,
I
that's
thought we were
sweet.
allowed to take a break.
Yeah, Elijah, you just
You
work
will
in
make
Skow to death.
sweatshirts all day long.
Oh,
That's
boy.
true. I go home. That being said, a couple more super chats as
Give
well
me some
before
more
we
salty ones.
Okay. Steve0906 said it's not their money, so they don't care. That's true.
True
and
that.
by the way, they don't care because they'll always be taken care of by these companies. Homer J. Fuentes also said $20.
Oh.
Let's get some confetti. I think we need confetti for
Holla.
you get confetti and do we have confetti? Maybe we don't. I think you have to click the
send
button
it
up
up. Oh,
top.
give us another. There it is. Boom.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go.
Dang, Mazel.
Remember, it's the confetti of color, which is
Bang,
the
bang,
COC,
yes.
which, you know.
You got to be
Right.
careful with those hand motions. That could
Correct.
Yeah. could
Do
be
it.
rough.
Ed. Do a hand motion. No.
It's the Trump dance.
Milking a cow.
It's the Trump dance. The Trump dance, it's all about hand placement because if
Yeah.
it's up here,
Yeah,
this is
well.
bad. But if it's down here,
This
now
is bad too.
they're just shorter guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I never got the
Why
dance.
aren't
It's
you
like,
doing any of these? You don't. it's
that's
just
the
not-
Trump dance.
Oh,
we
no,
don't want
it
to
would
do
drive
it.
the chat nuts. You
okay.
can't do that. Yeah.
She'll never live it down. We can't have that.
Yeah, I can't do it.
We can't have our innocent Catholic,
So I love
co-host doing
how
things
Trump
like Trump
like
dances.
starts these coins and then he's like, "We're not going to do this one, but wait till ours comes out." And then
I love it. It's like, hey, in 2 weeks we're gonna scam you, so get ready. And then my favorite part is this. It's not even that. My favorite part is like the responses from people. Like, look at this one. So what is this then? Trump chin, welcome back. And like people like smoking, and then like I love when it's like Barron is like these like scams. Like Barron has written his first X words to debunk this claim as well.
Oh,
and then
jeez.
like just like random things like please God send the meter. I mean like.
Wait, you saw that there was a coin that Barron got involved in with Martin Scarelli. I think it was last year.
Hey, shout out Martin. I'm supposed to do an interview with you. I'd like to still get that interview done
Let's
in
go,
New York next time
Martin.
I'm there.
You should ask him about it because allegedly Barron Trump was like on group chats with him and was setting this up. And yeah, who knows? Who knows what's true with it? But we do know that President Trump has now kind of credited Barron Trump with outreach and also with some of the
bro,
crypto
his Trump
initiatives.
coin is $500 million
Yeah.
in the market value. I mean, there is real money in this, and
Well, he's made more money for the Trump family than Eric and Don
100%.
combined, right?
Yeah,
Someone also said
without
Ian,
the cocaine.
Ian Whiskey Tango Fox said in $5, which I think you just get a little horn. We'll give you horns for $5.
$5. Go dig
You
in the
get,
couch
you get
more,
an
man.
applause for $10.
There you go.
And then you get applause and confetti for $20.
Oh, well, that's a good.
So
that's a good
pretty
bargain.
good.
What,
Yeah.
like that,
what
yeah.
with 100?
And
You
then-
need a hundy.
I think he takes
If
his
you
shirt
get
off.
50
My shirt all
$50,
comes off with 100.
if you get $50, you get confetti and a horn and cheering, but the camera will be on Sarah.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And
So
if
do
you
your
said
parents
$100,
know about this?
and if you said $100, if you said $100, the camera and the confetti will be, and it will be on Ed. So you guys are going to. And he's gonna be
Hello,
shirtless.
I am Ed.
This is such an accepting country and table. Okay, you know.
No, I'm just kidding. The shirtless thing is only it's a Canadian thing. Shirtless Indian. Ian Whiskey Tango Fox said Fuentes made the connection that Doge was primarily a data collection front for AI and Palantir. AI needs hidden non-public data to better target. Elijah, you ever received 2 black guys?
What?
Was that snuck in there?
was
Oh, that was sneaky.
You don't read anything, you whore.
That was sneaky.
I think it was making a joke about 2 black eyes, but he spelled eyes
Black
as guys.
eyes.
Ah,
Oh,
no, that
that's
He said
right.
two
That's
black-
right.
But he
That's
said
right.
these guys to be funny.
I don't think it was a joke.
Hey, but Palantir was the kickoff for LifeLog, which is a DARPA program. If you want to get some more stuff here, conspiratorial, LifeLog was the precursor to Facebook. When LifeLog went down, that's when Facebook went up. And so this is all orchestrated. Peter Thiel, he comes in as this kind of like philanthropist and like, I'm here for the right. But who are these wolves in sheep's clothing? You know, that's really what we got to look at when we're looking at the right. These people who blindly accept all this rhetoric that comes out of any side of the political parties, right? They're all liars to the degree of they just want your vote, period. And nothing ever comes out of these broken promises. We are the people, and we just need to start taking some of this back and holding people accountable. And until that happens, you're going to keep on getting this grifty grift mentality of fake politicians just getting rich.
Well, it's also the genesis of inclusive capitalism, inclusive populism, and all these little.
I need you to mark that so I can separate that and put that in a post.
Wait, real
What
fast.
happened? Yeah.
$50 from
Dang.
Homer J. Fuentes.
Dang, come on, Homer. He robbed a bank or something?
He said, for the bros. Here we go.
Boom.
Where's the right camera? On the wrong camera.
No,
No, that's not the right camera.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, jiggle it. No.
Oh wait.
Can we get her off her Zoloft? Come on, let's pick this up. Let's go.
Wait, what?
A little bit more.
We might be getting into meat territory. Meat.
What are you talking about? I'm an animated person. Hey, Homer says, what is his name? Fuentes?
And I thought
Do
people were
another
mean
one.
to me. You guys are savage. You guys are welcome back on the show anytime.
Yeah, look at that.
Did you even miss it? Did you miss what he said?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
You're gonna make her cry. We're gonna feel terrible about.
What are you talking
You have a
about? It
daughter.
only
You
hurts if
can't
you
make
know
her
what's
cry
happening.
here.
That's it.
Okay.
Dude, that
Wait,
was
what
almost
did
as
they say?
that was almost as bad as when I had Megan Nager on and
What'd you say?
Megan Nager.
Ew.
It's a Jewish last name.
We were
Okay.
wondering because this is such
thought
a
it was a
big
country
building.
in
We heard
Africa.
there's also other podcasts in this kind
Yes.
of building.
There's other podcasts?
Are you very careful when you drop the R?
I would say
Like, do you think
this.
for a second, like, gotta make sure the AC is on?
Okay, do you want to
it's
hear the
quiet?
truthful statement? So
What are
I
you
get
talking
so
about? The
comfortable
country in
here.
Africa?
Yes.
This is not a joke.
Yes.
I am too like we give everybody shit in this office. Everybody's fair game, you know. And we of course except for Sarah, we treat her like, you know,
We
kind
let her
and
sleep on the
respectful.
couch. Yeah,
Correct.
right.
She's treated very kind. You know, our intern gives her cheese, you know, free cheese sticks and stuff like that.
She was eating fried chicken
So-
too. I mean, she's living it up.
So
there.
Well,
she's-
I had
she's
to pay
fitting in.
for that. Though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy to have to pay for your own lunch at work. But
This ain't Canada, honey.
no, I'm like, so we're here.
These cheese curds cost money. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Dude, no, I'm here. And like we're having like it's like a Friday and we're having like a bit of a time. And you know me, like I'm like my racism, my internet racism is more of like humorous. No one gets it. Like I'm kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
And you know,
I think
I
I
don't
get
of.
it.
well, no, I mean like
people are
so
getting it.
Kind of.
so this guy that runs the podcast, dude, I really like him. He's in the building. We talk all the time. We
He's
share.
not
we share.
white.
Well,
It always starts like that.
Does he
well,
have rims?
well, what's the problem is like so we're having a bit of a party here. That's all I'm gonna say. And maybe I was like a little bit, you know, it was getting late. And he was like, hey, come look at my podcast studio. Come see what you want. And I'm talking to him, and then I accidentally, you know, might have dropped that word to him. Like, oh yeah, you know what's up? And like around a bunch of people and his friends in the room while I was like by myself, with like one other person. And like they looked at me, and it was that moment where it was like, I'm either going to die or they're going to laugh. And they stared at me for a second, and they all just started laughing. They started laughing.
You're one of them.
Your life flashed before your eyes.
And that's happened twice with him. So that's the bad part.
You
Twice.
did that twice.
Yeah,
brave.
twice.
He's a brave guy.
Twice it dropped.
Crazy.
But I wasn't being rude or racist.
No.
I just was like having fun and thinking he was my
Racism's not
you
even
know,
real, bro. It's a
my
made-up
ninja.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
ninja.
you were just nagging him.
Yeah.
You know?
I was a nature.
Nature.
Steve0906 just said, Sharia law instead of Sharia law.
Yeah.
So
Is that a joke they have with you, Sharia law?
I don't even know anymore. They're just making a bunch of jokes out of my name, and everyone's just making fun of me and bullying me. And
No, you're in a safe space here. Hey, the hell with you, guy, whatever your name was.
Also, somebody said
See, I got
Elijah
your back.
Schaefer is the best podcaster in the business. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Mom.
And then also, I think Rylebag said, I like Sarah.
Oh, look at that.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Put down the razor blade. She was so close until you sent that super chat. Thank you. It would have been a messy cleanup.
Oh, man.
Well, the studio's already red.
Yeah. Just don't get onto a X live, a Twitter live, and get with a bunch of the people that I've joked around with, and then talk with a bunch of the other people that I've ever worked with, and be like, he sometimes makes inappropriate, mean jokes in the office. Yeah, you mean while we're recording, because the public can see this.
Have you taken her sandwich before?
Dude, I will tell you this. I don't know what that means, but I haven't done
I
it.
don't even know what that means.
I don't know what
We're talking about that.
I don't want to even
incident.
what
A moment of veritas. Yeah.
what happened to Veritas?
What happened?
The sandwich thing. What do you? I thought you were in on the joke.
No.
No, so he was accused of taking a pregnant woman's sandwich.
What?
Credibly.
I remember that was the accusation.
Yeah, that was
It
one of the
like,
accent- ridiculous things that-
he took a girl's sandwich.
That's
And I
what mean to me.
I thought it was code for like something, an innuendo, and it
She was
turned out
pregnant. I hope it wasn't.
it was. Well, I know, but like when I heard the phrase,
wasn't
when
a
everyone was
tuna
saying
sandwich.
it was
It
a
was
horrible
just a
thing.
sandwich.
He took a girl's sandwich. I was going,
Yeah.
is that an innuendo? And then I found out it was like his abuse was that he took her actual physical like ham sandwich from the fridge, and she claimed abuse. That's crazy. I wouldn't
You own
know
everything here.
I
You
wouldn't
could
know
do it
about
if you
women
wanted to.
crying about abuse when by asking them to do their job.
You
It never
have
happened
to
me
hear
before.
him first.
That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy when it's like you abused me by making me come into work 2 days a week and pay me nearly 6 figures. Wow, must be
Dang.
tough.
Wait, is this about me?
No, that's
Well,
not.
it could be. Don't become the whistleblower. All right, have you ever wondered that, Elijah? If anyone you've met, one of your employees, is going to become the whistleblower, you know?
I thought
She
I
just
only had
told
to
on
come
himself.
in 1 day a week.
Oh my goodness.
Now you're going to be coming 2 days a week?
Wait,
Oh,
is this
man.
about me?
Well, you're on the work visa here. Like there are hours, aren't there, to that? Or
Okay.
Bro, that's just paperwork.
I don't know why
Yeah.
everyone thinks I'm not American.
Well,
you're
okay.
not.
Why you
though,
like
are
the
you?
cheese curd accent?
Look, I'm British too. We're from the Commonwealth.
I was,
That's
I was
okay.
born American.
All right.
Oh.
All right. But let's get into topic 2 here.
Yeah,
We're going to
so
talk
let's-
about this.
Yes.
So this is actually kind of crazy what just happened. So speaking of corruption, RiftTV.com reports this, that a Georgia nightmare, make sure you go to RiftTV.com for the latest news stories.
Yes.
Georgia nightmare, Democrat mayor and wife is charged in a sickening child sex crime scandal. You'll never believe that the guy that
Not
looks
that
like
guy.
that was involved in crimes against children. Wow.
That's just the Wikipedia photo for any child molester.
yeah, that's like it's just an AI prompt. Show me a child abuser.
like child abuser. This is it.
No, that's real. That's real.
All right, let me look at this. Let me,
Is
this
it
is
real?
real.
Climax, Georgia? What the?
Let me see this. Okay, so yeah, in the tiny town of Climax, this is real.
No, come on.
Climax, and then the writing, the tiny town too, and it's called Climax, is reeling after Mayor Joseph Kelly, 38, was arrested on June 1st, 2025 on 2 counts of child molestation with his wife, Natalie Kelly, 44, charged with 2 counts of second-degree cruelty to children. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation and
Second degree. What's first degree? Like, is there degrees of child? Like,
I don't think we should joke about it. It's
no,
just
who's
extreme.
joking?
Yeah,
like
it's-
this one level.
that's what it is. It's like way more extreme and
Yeah.
brutal and
Go ahead, finish this crazy child molesting story, please. He hates it when I interrupt. I
You
get
do.
it.
You keep bloody interrupting his reads.
I
Keep
can't
interrupting
help
his
it.
stories.
Get this man another White Claw. The Georgia
what
Bureau of
is this?
Investigation and I think it's Decatur County Sheriff Office moved swiftly after allegations surfaced that Joseph, a Democrat and county school district employee, had essayed multiple minors. The charges against Natalie, accused of failing to protect the victims, have deepened the town's sense of betrayal. The scandal unfolded in a close-knit community of just 300, has left residents grappling with the shock of a trusted leader's alleged crimes. The county sheriff's office requested the assistance of the GBI to investigate allegations that Joseph Kelly had contact with multiple minors, the GBI stated in a release. The investigation, launched on May 31st, led to the couple's arrest the next day. Both were booked into the county jail, with Joseph facing severe charges and Natalie accused of enabling the abuse. At this time, there is no indication that the alleged acts are related to his employment. The GBI clarified, addressing concerns about Joseph's role in the school district. They released a statement here saying they have been arrested and charged with 2 counts essaying children. His wife, Natalie Kelly, 44, also of Climax, has been arrested and charged with 2 counts of cruelty to children in the second degree. On Saturday, May 31st, 2025, the county sheriff's office requested the assistance of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate allegations that Joseph Kelly had that kind of contact with multiple minors. Both Joseph and Natalie were arrested later the same day. He's the mayor of Climax and is employed by the county school district. At this time, there is no indication that the alleged acts are related to his employment. Okay, so to be kind of serious here, are you a parent?
No.
You a parent?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got 4 kids. Like, we're all children. He's like a parent of we're parenting you right now. You have a child, and he's sitting right here. Okay? Yeah. So, all things aside, rightfully so, my wife's obviously very paranoid about. We have 2 kids. And when I say this, we know that when we're talking about, I tell people I have 2 very beautiful kids, it's because they're very beautiful young boys. They have blue eyes, blonde hair. But there are people out there who have, when they say beautiful young kids, they mean something very, very, very wrong and nasty. And, this is not like rocket science, but the problem with today is that we have a normalization of degeneracy. I'm not talking about like, just promiscuity, or like, whatever. People are, I would say, probably increasingly normalizing the abuse of children in online chat rooms and communications, so much so that I just saw a Predator Poachers clip that the guy, I can't even play it here, but they got the guy to show up to essay a child at the house. Obviously, it's a sting. He shows up in his diaper, just a diaper.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alex.
I've seen
Alex,
it was
you're
like
champion.
India.
Oh, yeah. And then he defecates himself in front of the house, like in front of the alleged child's house, to like getting turned on by soiling himself in a diaper before he was going to go engage in abuse of a child, and then goes in, and then the police come in, but now he has poo in his diaper during the sting, and the police refuse to arrest him with the diaper on. This is a real clip. You can go watch it right
Alex
now.
Rosen's his picture
Predator
now.
Poachers, yeah.
No, it's his avatar.
Well,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then the cops make the guy remove on the live stream the diaper, the soiled diaper.
Is that when crap hit the fan?
Yeah.
That's when the crap hit the fan. What happened? Did we not get a little like? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he's full of those.
Yeah, exactly. He's full of shit, literally. And then look at how much disturbed she is. She doesn't even see the clip, and now she's like disturbed as hell.
You don't want to see it.
It's
and
dangerous out there.
Then the guy is like, his man parts are now visible on the live stream, like inverted, holding a poopy diaper with the police trying to and the police have to put on gloves and like grab the soiled diaper and arrest this man like naked. And then by the way, according to the report, this is like common. And I just bring this up. I just bring this up in saying there are some sick freaks out there. And I know it's very cliche to say the wood chipper, but it's like, dude, we have to have a real conversation on why people are getting into such degenerate levels of sexual proclivities like that. Like, I mean, that's first degree sexual abuse of a child, right? That's first degree. That's what we're talking about. It's crazy.
Having porn readily available since you're a kid, right? There's this desensitization of just the normal human body at one point that kind of. And a lot of these people have trauma, dude. Like this person was probably horrifically abused by, not to say it's a reason, excuse,
yeah.
but there is like this mental illness here with these crazy. So for sure he needs to get his balls chopped off. He can't deal with what's going on in there. So just chop the nuts off, and then he'll kind of calm down with that poo stuff. If not, we have to keep them locked up in insane asylums. Insane asylums
I think we
are
should
good.
do more than lock these types of people.
Yeah, but look,
Give me a new point, Sarah. What should we do?
Am I allowed to say? I don't
Well,
know.
you can be smart with your words. I mean, this
Okay.
is the point of the show is to
Well,
be able to still
obviously,
talk about what we want in a way that gets out. Like, don't just
Well, yeah, obviously,
We should.
obviously, there should be capital punishment for all pedophiles. Like, is that even a question?
To what degree? First degree, second degree?
Any degree. Who cares? We should kill. Or
you're just
the government
you're
should
just
kill them all.
into unaliving the people who do bad things. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yes. If they're coming after kids.
Look, we had Alex Rosen on our show. Great guy, man. And I love that this like vigilante, and they don't like the term, but that's what it is taking justice into our hands because we, the people, were tired of seeing this. And it's like we live in an age of as you'll find out, Elijah, the kids have openness to the world through the devices, right? We don't know, like Roblox. Dude, my kid loves building Roblox.
How old are your kids, by the way?
He's 12 and 7. So
he's 12 and 7. That's a
so I have a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, right?
I thought you said he's 12 and 7. I was like, damn.
My daughter's 7, my son's 12,
Oh,
but he
nice.
likes to like build games. So I like to encourage the building and not just the playing. But when you go in that, you don't know who's behind it. You have to, dude, I talk so open to my kid about the dangers of pedophiles and these kind of people out there. And I'll show him videos. Look, this guy lured people in doing this. If you try to avoid it like it's not going to happen, the dangers are going to come, right? Mm-hmm. So we live in a very dangerous society now where predators are so one step close to a child through any kind of means, through phones, games, and then they get them out of the house, right? So I say to parents, you got to just be deathly boldly
vigilant.
So many
Yes,
parents
vigilant.
parents don't even monitor their kids.
Oh my gosh, how dare
It's
you? Yeah,
crazy.
that's
I'm
abuse.
Like, they're just handing them these
I agree.
devices and then not even paying attention
It's
at
the
all.
new
It's like it's
pacifier.
not even on their radar.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, you look
Yeah.
at the Palantir and all these other things. Like artificial intelligence could be used to ferret out and catch these people, find them, put them in jail, or
What do you mean, like your search engines
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff?
look, all of this
Hey,
is
but would we
digital.
be Palantir would be finding the CEO of Palantir.
Yeah.
So
Literally,
that's the
yeah,
problem. It's like, why would they create AI?
Why does my address at Palantir keep coming up?
Yeah, it's broken. It just keeps showing our mailroom. It's like,
Golly.
Look, but what do you do
Good
with
point.
a society filled with NAMBLA? Have you ever heard that?
yeah.
So NAMBLA was a real thing in the 80s. Like they were
They got
prominent.
pushed out though from the parades. Like people booed them and pushed them
but
out.
they were a normalized institution where, have you heard of NAMBLA? You have?
Yeah.
Okay, so North American Boy Love
It was
Association.
on
I'm not
South
a
Park.
member, I just know what it means. And that was a real institution, right? Where people be like, I'm a proud member of NAMBLA. Well, look, they are trying to resurrect that, whatever it is. The LBGT and all the letters come
Well,
afterwards.
yeah, they call it maps. Now.
That's the next one, is to legitimize that is a union between, a consenting child.
disgusting.
It is. But what are we seeing in our society where we over sexualize children at a degree that look at, like, there was a, what was that? There was some like toddler dance show that was like,
Cuties.
what was it?
Cuties.
No, this is like on TLC or something, but they were like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. It was like
It's like-
Dance Moms or something like that.
these
I
kids
know
were
what you're talking about.
John Benet Ramsey was like the poster child
Yeah.
of this kind of thing. There has to, like, what are they objectifying those kids to? Like,
Oh, dude, listen. This is
No,
diabolical.
and there's all these influencer moms too on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram or TikTok, and they totally know what they're doing, and they'll post these like.
so
horrible,
there's a
like-
new dance like within the community of like slam, like they're like just hitting them hard, right? I saw them doing this dance, and I think it came out of Jamaica, where it's like violently humping like on the dance floor, right?
This guy has weird channels. He's like, he knows every episode. So season 2,
Yeah,
episode
right.
15.
So
These kids were in
No,
the
you-
worst
you-
outfits. Like,
You scroll on
Minute
X, you'll see
27.
this stuff, right? There were kids doing that because they're imitating what they see on the dance floor, right? So what do you do? What do you unalive everybody who goes through this? I don't know.
well,
I mean, it's
I'll
like-
tell you this though. With this story of this guy, he's a mayor. This is an abuse of power. Just reminding you too. That as we're talking about all this, Tatter Berlin said, win for when serious new Rift show turns into slightly offensive, just guys being guys. I did tell you that it was going to be the fusion of both shows, so it was going to be slightly offensive style, but pulling in real news stories like we would do, so it would be more content based
and then a
less.
token chick on the set. So yeah.
Would it not be slightly offensive without the token e-girl? Would it be?
Dude, this guy knows marketing.
We've always had them. Just please.
I
Don't
mean, Sarah's
create
pure.
an
Sarah's
a
pure.
ex.
She hasn't been wrecked yet by the internet.
Yeah,
and
let's
the
like the
right wing.
first Christian one. So that's
Yeah.
good. So that's
That's
like the first one that actually loves God. So let's hope there's a difference in there.
Oh wait, did we segue into the TPUSA girl?
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, I thought it was a natural segue.
No,
'cause I'm
we'll
good
get
at
to
this.
that.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say. Now, just reminding you guys, if you're watching this, don't forget to check out our new YouTube channel. It's I'll put the link in the description. Even if you don't watch YouTube a lot, subscribe. It's really going to help us out. Everyone's got a YouTube channel, you know you do. We're going to be just putting a little bit of this show on our old YouTube channel, a bunch of places for a few weeks, maybe up to a month. Every once in a while, we'll stream it in a bunch of places to remind you guys to go to this new channel. But I really do think that this YouTube channel, why are we there? Because that's where the normies are at, man. Like we want to hit the normies. Literally, sometimes I have to actually hit them, but we want to get the normies with this content, and that's why we've sort of geared the shows together so that we can actually reach people. And so to get that link, send it to your friends. Tell them we're there. Remember, people might even remember me from back in the day before they destroyed my YouTube channel. And so, tell them to subscribe. Remember that guy? And maybe they don't remember the after Blaze days where I got extreme. They just remember me like when Normie show. That's a good time to bring them back now and let them watch.
Well, that's a good show name too, isn't it? Isn't it on brand? Why are we there? Or?
Yeah. Oh, you are here.
You are here.
Why
are we here?
You were here.
You were.
But now you're not.
It's like history.
And now apparently people are going deaf and stuff. I have no idea. Someone told me that. Okay. So that being said, transitioning better than Caitlyn Jenner. Listen to this. It also turns out in kind of a crazy story that Neuralink, speaking of AI, Neuralink raises 650. Oh, wait, hold up. Continue without supporting. Thank you. Elon Musk's Neuralink raises $650 million in fresh capital. We're going to be talking about that. But before we jump into that, don't forget, guys, that many of you know that we're against products that have very, very serious toxic chemicals that I cannot pronounce even. And that's probably because sometimes I'm like, they sound like the new immigrants that are moving into our country. It's like, bush nage, blah. And you're like, I don't know what that is. Is that my new neighbor, or is that an ingredient? So the problem with this stuff is that we don't want any of those things. We don't want illegals. We want to keep our countries, clean and pure and nice and healthy. And we want to keep our skin the same way. Our skin's an organ. You ever think about that? Like, that's kind of crazy. Everyone's like, well, maybe they don't keep their liver healthy, but most of the time people want to keep their heart healthy. No one really talks about your skin, right? So that's why right now we partnered with Van Man, which is all the products you use at home, but now with only natural, simple ingredients that can say and trust. This is their beef tallow balm. You can get the bison tallow balm too. Tallow sounds weird. Isn't that something you cook with? Well, yeah, it's sort of like a fat-based product, but by the way, it's nature's hack moisturizer, and to keep your skin from cracking. You'll look young the whole time. To be honest, I don't use a lot of moisturizer. My wife uses it, and I was using it, and then my mother-in-law stole all my stuff. It's fine, though, right? Because shit's fine. Because when your mother-in-law, it's like your tax. You owe them that.
Your mother-in-law is Australian, right?
Yeah.
Was she cool with you, smearing beef fat on your face?
There's a lot of other things in my life that I've done publicly that she'd be less happy about, So I think the beef, but the thing about the tallow is the reason why it's fine is because it's mixed with essential oils. And look, smell this. It's essential oils and honey. and it smells really nice, and nice texture. And it's like, yeah.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, it is nice. You can slide it down. The best part about this is they also have other products like their tooth powder without fluoride. They also have the deodorant without the aluminum. So it's kind of just everything you want. My favorite thing for the summer right now is their zinc-only sunscreen that has no carcinogens. And this is stuff you can use on your baby, stuff you can use when you're breastfeeding. Like, this is very powerful stuff that is going to be effective. And it's going to be good for your skin at vanman.shop/Elijah. That's vanman.shop/ELIJAH. Promo code Elijah for 10% off all of their products. Check it out. All right, jumping back into our story here. CNBC reports Elon Musk's Neuralink raises $650 million in fresh capital. Is there any way we can zoom that out just a little bit here for a second as I'm reading it? I'll read it, and he's gonna get that there. A couple of the key points. Here's what we need to know. Elon Musk's brain tech startup Neuralink has closed a $650 million funding round. It's crazy. The fresh capital will help the company develop new devices that deepen the connection between biological and artificial intelligence, according to a press release. Neuralink is building a brain-computer interface, or BCI, which is a system that translates brain signals into commands for external technologies. It also turns out that as you go down, Elon Musk's brain tech startup Neuralink has closed $650 million in funding. ARK Invest, Founders Fund, Sequoia Capital, Thrive Capital, Lightspeed Venture Partners, and other firms participated in the round. According to a press release, Neuralink said the fresh capital will help the company bring in technology to more patients and develop new devices that deepen the connection between biological and artificial intelligence. All right, so we talk a lot about Palantir. We haven't heard a lot about Neuralink in the news. Obviously, this is not something that's going away. That's nearly half or more of $1 billion just for R&D, which is that's insane numbers to think about for a product, right? Especially one that we have no idea what it's going to be used for. I don't know what your thoughts on this are, but I feel like what's happening right now is that we are transitioning into a new age of humanity. Kind of like when you look at like, you know, you watch something from like the 1910 versus 2010, and you think of someone who's like 100 who lived through that, and you're like, what was that like, you know, transitioning? I feel like since 2020, 2001 is when it really, really kicked off. You know, the 90s were like the last good decade. But 2019, 2020 for sure was like, okay, we are in from Trump's first administration now going through like a 10-year global transition into something. They're changing us into something. Then boom, the pandemic hit. They did the reset. They did the shift. And you're like, wow, the world is not the same anymore. This is crazy. And now it seems like all we hear about is this hyper investment in artificial intelligence. But again, I've never heard anyone be able to explain to me exactly what AI is, how we found it, and why we're able to improve it so quickly. Is AI developing itself? Like, I don't really know. And again, nobody's telling me. And why is it so secretive? What's your best guess?
Well, look, I've made 3 films on this, and me and Ed have been to Davos, Switzerland, and we've heard Yuval Harari, who's like one of the prophets of this new 4th industrial revolution. And this is what it is. We've gone through industrial revolutions. And what is an industrial revolution? It's when the whole world uses it. So we look at the one of the first ones was they made all nuts and bolts the same regular shapes and sizes. Why did this seems just so like nuanced? But it's you build that way. Everybody's on the same train, you could say, going to the same thing. So then you had the third, which was computing. Everybody is changing the world. An industrial revolution. The be specific. It's when everyone uses it in society. Mm-hmm. The 4th industrial revolution is the change of us from within. This is Klaus Schwab's own words at Davos. So we talk about the Internet of Things, the Internet of Bodies. That's where we are. We are the 4th industrial revolution, the human body. So you look at biometrics, we look at data tracking. That's why we're sounding the alarm to this new technology because, like I said, technology is neutral. It's whose hands it is what happens with it, good or bad. Now, they always serve it to you as this is a good thing. We're going to make people who cannot walk be able to have a function in society. That's a good thing. But then when you have people like DARPA or any other Lockheed Martin or anything, they use this for control and power. And ultimately, that's where it always ends up. The sediment always ends at the bottom where it's used for control and power. And that's why we ring the alarms, because the people in power use it for those means.
Well, I think that there are some technologies which are obviously evil. I mean, that device that Elijah was bringing up earlier, I'm not sure if that one has any redeeming qualities, but the device that Elon Musk is developing, you know, this whole like sale is going to be that you'd be able to text while just thinking, right? And how many people are going to take that? That's the scariest part about this. I think 10 years from now, we are going to have like a co-host who is going to literally be tweeting while you're on the show. It's going to get annoying too, but the really creepy part is that I think Matt was kind of hinting on the fact that cyborgs will be a reality in only maybe 10 years.
Well, not even that.
Well, it's this whole thing where they're trying to blend us with technology, and it's like at a certain point, can you really say that's morally neutral? I mean, to me, it does seem just like intrinsically evil because it's intrinsically anti-human and kind of taking away from us what it really means.